All right, everybody. Good late morning. Hope you guys are doing well today. We've got some pass coverage numbers to take a look at here. Pass coverage Thursday is here. Although, if you watch that game on Sunday, you already know there's not a lot to talk about because if there's one thing the Carolina Panthers did not do in that game, it was pass the ball. They provided almost no real challenge for our coverage guys. And there's only going to be a little bit of data here, to be perfectly honest. It was a very, very good day by these guys. The kind of day you don't see in the NFL hardly ever. Just as an example, Ernest Jones. Ernest Jones got targeted twice in this game. One completion for 0 yards. It was a ball that was caught 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and the ball carrier was tackled at the line of scrimmage. And I'll be if that wasn't a microcosm for pretty much everything that happened throughout that game. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips. And of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today. Get to it and go have some fun with sports this year. Okay, so Drake Thomas in a very similar boat. He got targeted twice, one completion, gave up 8 yards. So at least there was something there, but again, not a lot. And one thing that you realize when you look through the data, these are mostly like screen passes. A lot of these passes were behind the line of scrimmage, negative air yards. So there really isn't a lot to say here other than the Panthers just didn't really even try. They really didn't even try to push the ball down the field. So that's it for the linebackers. I mean, by the way, note that Ernest Jones and Drake Thomas now have almost the identical stat line in terms of coverage this year. The only real difference is Jones has 5 interceptions, but other than that, almost the same number of targets, almost the same number of completions, almost the same yards. Very, very similar. Both guys are doing a really nice job. Really, really happy with both those guys. They are doing awesome. Edge rusher, we did have a little bit of action here. Uchenna Nwosu got targeted once in this game. Did give up the one completion, but it went backwards. Negative 2 yards. Another screen pass. Another pass behind the line of scrimmage. And another play that doesn't actually gain any yards. So everything's fine here. Nothing much to report. The only edge rusher that's given up anything significant this year is Derek Hall at about 47 yards. And again, even that is like, it's not something that I'm going to worry about. It's not something that I think is meaningful. So nothing much to say here. Cornerbacks, one guy gave up a noticeable amount in this game. And it's the same guy we talked about on PFF. It's Witherspoon. He gave up 4 completions on 5 targets for a grand total of 26 yards, which doesn't seem like very much, and it's not, but in this game, it felt like a mile, because that was about half of everything that Carolina did through the air. Half of what they did came through Devin Witherspoon. And by the way, negative air yards. So even in the case of Devin Witherspoon, who is an outside corner, you're talking about mostly just screen passes and dump offs and checkdowns that go for some yak. Like Witherspoon, the reason why he gave up yards is that it was all yak. So I'm not saying that means it doesn't count. What I would say is that it's not just Devin Witherspoon's fault. There are other players responsible when yak is allowed. So a 91.2 QB rating for Witherspoon when targeted this season. Again, not stellar, but he's doing so much other stuff. I'm not tripping on it. Neither should you. Reek Woolen, 2 targets, I believe 1 completion for 3 yards. That's an outside corner, by the way, completely locking down. Again, Carolina barely tried him. And, I mean, there's a reason why they don't want to try him. But, man, 3 air yards, and that's it. He is locked in right now, guys. Remember where he was earlier this season. He did not look like himself at all. The confidence seemed like it was gone. And now we're just, look at where we are. Look at where he is right now. He might get $25 million a year this offseason. I don't know. 78.1 QB rating when targeted. And remember, he had a perfect QB rating when targeted after game 1. Josh Jobe got targeted once in this game. It fell incomplete, so he continues his really nice season. People are being a little hard on him right now, and I know why, but this is a cool player right here, guys. This is the kind of guy that you want and you need sometimes. Not everybody can be as good as a Devin Witherspoon or a Reek Woolen in coverage. Sometimes Josh Jobe has to do, and he has done his fair share this season. Pritchett played a little bit, but did not actually get targeted, so nothing to say there. Julian Love, obviously he got the pick. He also got targeted 3 times total, and 2 of them were completed for a grand total of 7 yards. So 3 targets, 7 yards, and 1 interception. So that's definitely a worthwhile trade to make. And again, the completions he gave up were all screens, and all the yards they got were yak. So it's not even really that meaningful. 43.8 QB rating when targeted. So Julian Love back in the saddle, playing really good football. Really happy to see it. Kobe Bryant did not play. Nick Emanwari, however, did. He had a pretty clean game as well. 2 targets, 1 completion, and all of 7 yards on that completion. And if we check the air yards, yes, it was a screen, 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Carolina got a little yak out of it, but overall, it just further proves that they had no ability to attack down the field. 98.6 QB rating when targeted for Emanwari, pretty darn good. I will be happily take that for a 21-year-old rookie. Okada also got targeted a little bit in this game, 2 targets for 2 completions. Okay, not perfect. And he gave up no yards. Yeah, this is from last game. He gave up no yards on 2 completions. 1 completion went forwards a little bit. The other completion went backwards a little bit. So there's not much to report. Again, negative air yards. That Panthers passing attack, that's not the kind of passing attack you ever expect to see in the NFL, man. So Okada, in some ways, he's been a little bit of a weak link in coverage this year, but it's gotten a lot better. A lot of his not-so-great games came earlier this season. D'Anthony Bell, who, by the way, was picked up by the Panthers after that game on Sunday because we had to take him off the roster to activate Derek Hall. D'Anthony Bell was targeted once in that game, incomplete. So not much to report there. And, yeah, that's how you hold a team to, what was it, 53 yards gross, 40 yards net, whatever it was. It was pretty comical. I think that's the right word to use right now, comical. Pretty awful. Not a passing attack that belongs in the NFL. Okay, so that's all I got. Pretty simple this week, pretty straightforward, and really nothing to say except that's how you dominate. All right, I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Let me know what you think. More videos soon.